Good morning and welcome to the show, and thanks for waking up with us today. I have an old friend in the studio here today in the way of Linda Cope and her son Jonathan Cope as well. In case you've been living under a rock and you may not know these two, you were the impetus behind Warrior Beach Retreat, which is coming up this Thursday.
Yes, well, April 14th through 21st, we have 60, not 50, severely wounded warriors and spouses coming to our area. It's our biggest group ever. And for those of you that don't know, we began this about 6 years ago because our son, Sergeant Joshua Cope, lost both legs above the knee and wounded both hands by an IED blast in Baghdad, Iraq. And we're a local Northwest Florida charity not affiliated with the National Wounded Warrior Project.
This is Warrior Beach Retreat.
Warrior Beach
Keyword
Retreat.
Beach.
Yes, .org. WarriorBeachRetreat.org. We are a local Northwest Florida charity.
Now, I was there at that welcoming home ceremony at the Marina Civic Center when Joshua came home. And I got to tell you, it wasn't a dry eye in the house. And I get choked up just thinking about it now. With a couple friends, we rode our motorcycles out there with a big welcome home. The whole city showed up for this, and it was just amazing. That place was packed. I was up in the nosebleed section somewhere, you know. And then you had this outpouring of generosity from the community for your son, who had made such a huge sacrifice in service to the country. So then you have this brainstorm of, let's pass it forward.
That's right, that's right. Well, this is such a supportive community. It's the community that has made this success that it is. And we have them on a waiting list for years to come here because they've heard about it. And we focus on the caregiver. There's a lot of groups that do tremendous things for the wounded warriors, but it's the unsung heroes of war, which are the caregivers, be it a friend or parents or a spouse, and we have
husband, wife, significant other, mom, dad,
everybody,
whomever.
Because the whole family, everybody's affected. You got a wounded warrior, it's not just the wounded warrior, but it's those that love and care for that wounded warrior. So we focus on the caregivers during the retreats, and it makes a tremendous impact. And Lake Town Wharf is hosting us. We're very grateful for Resort Collection is the management company, and we've worked closely with Steve Bailey and Deborah Abrams that have helped us make this, plan for this event. And then Panama City Toyota is once again providing vehicles, about 17 for these men and women, flying in on actually the 13th and 14th.
And they've been with you from the very start, haven't they?
Oh yeah, Panama City Toyota.
Because I remember I was an escort for a year or two there, and we would pick up our wounded warriors at the airport and go right to Toyota, and they'd pick out a car.
I know. And then we have so many restaurants that are helping us, and venues on the beach that are helping us. And then Jonathan, he helps. He's my executive assistant in Bible college, but he helps by encouraging these men and women when they come.
Yes, I just let them know that they're not alone, and that they have people that care, love them, and honor them, and thank them for their service to our country, because the freedom's not free. Because they fought for it, and it's just an honor, privilege, and I'm grateful for it.
Well, I can't think of a better cheerleader than you, Jonathan. I mean, just having seen your brother go through that every step of the way. I mean, who's more qualified to help these wounded warriors than you? I mean, it's just an awesome thing that you're doing.
Yeah, and I love doing it, and I'm gonna keep on doing it. So and I've always been of the mind that the giver gets a heck of a lot more out of it than the receiver. I mean, it's got to be very satisfying for you, Linda.
Right. It's helped us heal. It's helped us heal.
Yeah, it's been therapeutic for your family, hasn't it?
And then we have 5 Vietnam vets that ride in the front of the parade that we honor each retreat. We also get those in the community because they never got a welcome home. And so that's part of it too. But we are grateful for the support and help of the community, people like you that help us get the word out. Line the streets, April 16th. We leave Lake Town Wharf at 4:15. And we have a 4-star Air Force General, Lloyd Fig Newton.
General Lloyd Fig Newton. I remember him from my career at Tyndall. He used to be the commander of AETC, or the Air Education and Training Command. And in Tyndall, in those days, fell under him, under his command.
So we are honored to have him join us and speak at the ceremony. It's free and open to the public, 5:30, First Baptist Church. And ends at 6:30, and a meet and greet to follow, where you can actually shake the hands of these men and women who are serving us.
We've got to run off to the local weather, but on the other side of that, let's talk about how people can help. Besides just showing up, maybe we can help you out somehow.
That'd be wonderful. Thank you.
And we'll be right back after your Waking Up with Don weather. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Linda and Jonathan Cope, and we're talking about Warrior Beach Retreat this Thursday.
Yes, we're so excited.
Now, we talked about how people can help, and one of the ways people can help is to show up.
Oh, yes. Show up, line the streets. A lot of healing just comes seeing the people on the side of the road, but fill up that church. Fill up First Baptist Church. We thank Dr. Connor that this is the 6th year they have hosted us in the spring.
It's a beautiful venue, too.
They'll hold like 3,000 people. So
Yeah.
pack the church. We're going to have a lot of representatives from the Navy and the Air Force there. But, you know, take the time, leave the parade, and go straight to the church. We'll be over promptly at 6:30.
Okay, to line the bridge, what time should people get there?
Well, to line the bridge, they're usually there around 3:30, but they leave Lake Town Wharf at 4:45. But all the times are on our website, warriorbeachretreat.org. It gives all the locations and the times. But people kind of, they want to be able to get there early so they can get their flag. Soldiers Angels, John Richard, he's a blessing. They get flags and they line the bridge. So check out our website.
That's got to mean so much to these wounded warriors, just to see all those souls out there.
Oh, it does.
Just rooting for you.
Oh, they just cry. That's why we have a box of Kleenex in every car, and the people on the side of the road are crying. It's healing all the way around.
Yeah,
it is.
It sounds like a very emotional experience, and I really look forward to that. How else can people help?
You can donate on our website. We have a PayPal account, warriorbeachretreat.org. warriorbeachretreat.org.
Okay, so just to figure out anything having to do with this event, all this information we see on this poster is at warriorbeachretreat.org. If you want to donate, click on PayPal and throw a few bucks their way, or better yet, show up, wave a flag.
Absolutely.
And give your thanks personally to these great young Americans who've helped secure our liberties. Thank you for everything that you guys do.
Well,
I mean, this is a real family affair, isn't it, Jonathan?
Yes, it is.
I mean, everybody's involved. And how is Joshua doing? I know we only got a minute left.
He's doing good. He's into CrossFit, and twice a day he does that, and some other kind of weightlifting, fighting type thing.
So he's maintained his athleticism despite his handicap.
Well, he's in the best shape he's ever been.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. So they have to have a purpose. They have to have something to get up and do, and that's what he's doing. So he's doing great.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
and
just
Eric
awesome.
and the kids are doing wonderful. They were here for Easter, so it was good to see them.
And you probably see some of these wounded warriors, or stay in touch with them. You have relationships with them now.
Yes, we do. And Jonathan keeps up with them, calls them and talks to them throughout the year, and they come down here on vacation, with their families. So this is a drawing point. Once people have been here, they do want to come back. So
warriorbeachretreat.org this Thursday. Be there at the bridge, be there at First Baptist. Show up, give your thanks, and thank you for everything you do for these great Americans.
Thank you so much.
And we'll be
Don,
right back.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Time to Hack Tuesdays. So for today's hacks, I have a nice arrangement for you. So a little something for everybody. One hack that I want to show you first is for finding out if your AA batteries are good or not. Many times you might think it's your control because it's working every once in a while, but most of the time it is just a dead battery. If you don't have a tester, a good way to test if the battery is dead or still has some juice in it, you're going to hold it about 4 to 6 inches above a table, and you're going to drop it. If it bounces, that means it's dead. It bounces and falls over. Now, if it bounces and lands straight parallel, that means that there's still juice in it. Again, you're going to drop it. That means there's still life to this battery, and it is good. Any that bounce and fall over, throw them in the trash. So the next hack I want to show you is for if you're going to the beach and bringing snacks for the kids, some sandwiches. The worst thing is to have your sandwiches soggy by the end of the day because all the water, the ice in the cooler has melted. A good way to prevent that is create your own ice packs. So what you're going to do is you're going to take sponges and you're going to run them under the faucet. You're going to make sure that you can sop them up just enough so that way it has all of the water absorbed in them. You're going to put them inside a Ziploc bag and seal it up. Put it in your freezer, and you're going to have these, once it's frozen, you'll have great ice packs. Now when the water, the ice melts in those sponges, it's going to absorb it back into the sponge, keeping your sandwiches nice and fresh and not soggy. So another thing that I want to show you how to hack is cleaning your microwave. There's nothing worse than at the end of the week, you go and open your microwave and see that there's food splattered everywhere because you didn't cover it enough, or the paper towel fell off and it got all on the inside. Scrubbing it a week later, it is tough. A great way to break down all this grime is using easy things. I don't like to use a lot of chemicals, so using just vinegar and water will do the trick. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the vinegar and you're gonna pour equal parts of vinegar and water. And what you're gonna do with this mixture is you're going to put it in your microwave for 3 to 4 minutes. Simple as that. We'll do 4 minutes because my microwave is really dirty. And after that goes off, you're gonna be able to easily wipe down the inside of your microwave without having to put a lot of muscle grease into it. So that is just a few easy tips for this week on how to make your life a lot easier. Watch next week, and I'll see you then.
Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Dr. Stephen Favaloro from Forest Park Animal Hospital. What are we talking about today, Doc?
Well, I think, we'll follow up. We'll stay within the venomous poison category. We talked about snakes last week.
Yeah.
I was went to the mailbox yesterday. Coming back, looking at the door, I'm like, what is that? On my front door, 2 paper wasp nests. I start looking around, there's another one here, another one here. It's oh man, it's the time of season. Start walking around the house, looking under the trampoline. So, I'm like, man, I don't want my kids to get stung. But
so
I
got a can in the garage of that yard guard or whatever it is.
But then when the wind always blows it back your face because you're not thinking about wind direction.
Yeah.
But but I'm like, we see a lot of dogs and cats and come in with insects, stings on a regular basis. So I thought maybe just to kind of go over and remind people some of the poisonous insects or venomous insects that are in, Florida. So, we all know the common honeybee, and then the wasps, and then there's there's ground wasps, and there's paper nest wasps, and then of course you got your hornets, which we don't see a whole lot around here, but if you ever get one, they're in trouble. The bumblebees.
There was a thing with these killer bees for a while too. Whatever happened to them? Those Africanized bees that were coming up. I know there's been cases in Texas, not too far from here.
And I don't know about that. I guess I do know that the fire ants or the killer were making a big splash in Louisiana. And in fact, it was so bad that they didn't even have any tick problems anymore because they were killing all the ticks.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Well, name your poison, I guess. Yeah.
So you got the mud daubers, but they don't really sting unless you really you have to almost push them, ask them to sting you. You got your fire ants, you got your velvet ants, those big cow-looking ants that are usually solitary. They don't usually, they're not very aggressive. Once again, they only when they're handled are they really gonna bite you or sting you or something like that.
But your dog or cat could actually get mixed up with
start
these
playing
things,
with it, by it, and there's really only 2, poisonous spiders, in Florida, the brown recluse, which causes a lot of tissue damage. And I did have a cat several years ago that the owner saw playing with a spider, and next day, fever, 105, 106 for 2-3 days. And
wow.
All the skin on the chest just started getting real hard.
Was it a brown recluse?
Brown recluse, just sloughed all this skin. You've got the black widow, which produces a neurotoxin, that can cause a lot of nausea, fever, abdominal cramping. So, there is, I guess, I was reading there was the huntsman spider. That's a pretty big spider. I mean, it fits like pretty much in the palm of your hand. That's kind of made a cameo every now and again.
Huntsman spider? I never heard of that.
I didn't either, but, funny things that you find out when you research.
So what do you do, though? I mean, your dog or cat is going to play with these things if they're out in the yard or at least investigate.
So the best thing you can do, is try to keep, I remember when we moved to Florida, like in '97, I had never seen a scorpion in my life. Scorpion's another one.
Yeah.
I got home from an emergency, actually. It was 10:30 and walking through the bathroom. there's a dang scorpion right there on the floor. I'm like, are you kidding me?
And he was angry.
I'm like, how do you see this? It's like, you know, but people will stick their foot in their shoes and get stung by a scorpion that found its way. So, but come to find out, we had just moved into the house, and there was a big wood pile right up against the house. You know, and so they'll go in through those seep holes to your brick and get in that
So
way.
I guess you know, you got to keep their habitats away from your
right,
habitat.
absolutely. And you know, we don't see a whole lot of you know, big problems with insects. But you know, if you notice that your dog is hypersalivating, you know, swelling up in the mouth, and eyes swollen up, paws kind of limping, you know, those are things where we'll see insect bites. You know. The caterpillars, you know, there's a wheel, what's it called, a wheel bug, a blister beetle, all these things. When, you know, the dogs go up, they lick them, bite them. You know, they don't generally attack like wasps and bees and whatnot, but when instigated, you know, through a curious pet, they'll release venom or a toxin.
Jeez.
And most of them are not fatal, but they certainly are very uncomfortable.
So I guess the treatment for that would be some sort of antihistamine or whatever.
Generally antihistamines, maybe steroids if it's really bad. But most of the time they'll recover from that, depending on, you know, the breed. I remember we had a little French bulldog who already can't breathe already, who picked up a bug, and it was venomous, and I was just sitting there watching him, and he was actually had a hard time breathing for 5-7 minutes.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah.
So I guess the best advice to viewers is, you know, keep your dogs away from that stuff.
Well,
keep
absolutely.
Your pets away.
Keep your yard, you know, clean up, and you know, do your research to find out what kind of insects are in your area. And if you ever see your pet playing with one, it's not always so innocent.
Yeah, it's not all that cute when the dog's swelling up and can't breathe. Dr. Stephen Favaloro, thanks a lot for getting us smart on venomous insects.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, be careful with your pets. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Joseph Milliron from Bay County Animal Services and his friend Cameron, or Cam, who is a stray. Is that right?
He's a stray, yeah. Him and his brother were wandering around the Bay County Jail for about a month. We were trying to get him, and finally we were able to wrangle him up. You can tell that he wasn't used to people, but now he loves people. He follows you around everywhere you go. He's
So
definitely
where
a
did you
lap
find
dog.
him?
The prison, Bay County Jail. The staff there would be very familiar with him.
Oh, really? He was he wasn't inside though, so.
No, they were wandering around outside the jail for a long time.
So Cameron really didn't do any hard time. He just kind of like was visiting.
He's doing hard time now, but he'd like to break out of the animal shelter for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm sure the animal shelter isn't that hard time, but
no,
you know,
we try to take care of him.
it's not home for him. It's like club fed, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like prison light, you know. but-
Prison light, yeah. No, we try to take care of him the best we can.
And Cameron, look at him. He is just he's been neutered and had his shots and shit, got the microchip and all that stuff. He's just an adorable little smaller dog who just loves attention. I mean, he's an awesome little critter. That's a type of dog that I could have at my house.
Yeah.
Now, I already have a small dog at the house, but that's the type of dog that I think would be good for for a household. You know, if you don't.
He's
have
low
a big
maintenance,
yard. Yeah.
relatively. Yeah, he'd be a
Yeah.
good family dog for sure.
Yeah. So you picked him up around the prison somewhere. I guess people were feeding him there. Apparently.
Yeah, the staff there, they were taking care of him.
Yeah.
It took a while for him to warm up to people enough to let them near him, but yeah, obviously now he's loving life.
Yeah, he is. He's just an adorable dog. I'm falling in love with this critter. How old a dog is he?
He's about 4 years old, just judging by his teeth. I would
Uh-huh.
say he's about 4.
Okay.
Him and his brother are both about 4.
So he's not going to get much bigger. It's such a
Oh, no.
strange-looking breed, too. What the heck is he? Do you
I would guess a Jack Russell mix, a terrier mix.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a little Jack Russell markings, although his snout looks a little long for that.
Yeah, he's got a greyhound snout, kind of.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think he's a greyhound, though.
It's a strange kind of genetic experiment there with Cameron. But he is a cute little dog, and if somebody wants to adopt him, all they really need to do is call you guys or just show up.
Yep, we're on Bayline Drive. That's off of Highway 231. They can come in. We're open tomorrow from 10 to 6, or Thursday from 10 to 6.
Right.
And it's about a 15-minute process, a little bit of paperwork to do. It's a $25 adoption fee, and he's ready to go.
Okay, and we can actually look at all the dogs that you have there at the website.
BayCountyFL.gov.
BayCountyFL.gov. Just look for Animal Services, and you'll see the whole lineup there. You'll get his mugshot there, I'm sure. And then we could also call you guys, and the phone number is what?
767-3333.
767-3333. If you want to adopt Cameron before I do, please give him a call or take a look. And always remember to spay and neuter your pets. We'll see you next time.